If you want to become a surgical tech, you don't have to spend 2 years in school accumulating thousands of dollars in student debt. A lot of people believe that they must attend a CAAHEP-approved program and get the CST certification from NBSTSA in order to start their careers. That's not true. In fact, there's a smarter way that could help you get job ready as a surgical tech in just 6 months, and it'll cost you less than $2,000. So in this video, I'll break down why going through a CAAHEP-approved program can be problematic, and I'll give you a faster roadmap that could help you start your career faster. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Grant, and you're watching Certified Success. I'm a known education expert, and I've been featured in tons of publications like Forbes, Bloomberg, and USA Today. My mission is to help busy adults get certified and start the career of their dreams faster without student loans or spending years in the classroom. Okay, first, let's talk about the big picture. What do you need to start your career? In order to become a surgical tech, you need to meet 3 key requirements. 1, you need formal surgical tech training. 2, you need to obtain a certification in surgical technology, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And 3, you need hands-on clinical experience. Surgical techs work in a clinical setting, so hands-on experience is vital. Now, when you're starting your career and start applying for this role, most hospitals and surgical tech facilities typically ask for one key thing, and that's a certification in surgical technology. It's hands down the most important requirement before you start your career. But what is a certification and which one should you get? There are nationally recognized certifying institutions that conduct exams. After completing your formal training, you can apply for these exams. Now, once you pass them, you become certified, and you can proudly say that you have a certification in surgical technology. For surgical techs, there are 3 main certifications that you can choose from. First, we have the Certified Surgical Technologist, or the CST certification, which is issued by the NBSTSA. Now, to be eligible for this, it's mandatory to enroll in a CAAHEP-approved college. That's a potential big problem, and I'll talk about why in a second. The second is Tech in Surgery, or TSC certification, which is issued by the NCCT, or the National Center for Competency Testing. And the third is the Nationally Certified Surgical Technologist, or NCST, which is issued by the AAH, American Allied Health. All of them are nationally recognized certifications for surgical techs. Now, this brings me to the most important point and the reason why I'm making this video. Most people believe that the only way they can start their career in the operating room is by getting the CST certification, but that's not the case. All 3 certifications that I've mentioned above are widely recognized. And not just that, this pathway enrolling in a CAAHEP accredited program to be eligible for that CST certification has some major problems. Here's what I mean. Problem number 1, long course duration. Most CAAHEP-approved programs are 2-year associate degree programs. This means that you go to school for a minimum of 2 long years to complete your education. This means 2 years of driving to multiple classes, multiple times a week, submitting assignments, and prepping for multiple tests. For most busy adults, going to school for 2 long years is a deal breaker. As adults, we've got responsibilities and things can come up. You might fall sick, or there could be an emergency and you might miss a few classes. You start lagging behind and it can take months before you can take that same class again. So because of this, it can take even longer to eventually complete your program. For busy adults, putting their lives on hold to attend an on-campus program is simply not possible. Problem number 2, big price tag. These programs are really expensive. The tuition can start at $10,000 and go as high as $40,000. That's a big price tag. Typically, to afford this, you may have to rely on student loan debt that would take years to pay off. Ultimately, if you decide to go through that CAAHEP program, you could start your career with student loan debt. Think about it for a second. Do you really want that? Problem number 3, limited options. Now, this is potentially a big problem. Now, the whole process of completing a 2-year surgical tech program can be tedious, especially for busy adults. However, even finding a CAAHEP accredited program can be extremely difficult. According to the CAAHEP's website, there are just 399 accredited surgical tech programs in the entire country at the time of making this video. In many parts of the country, it's almost impossible to find a CAAHEP accredited program. So let's say we go to the CAAHEP's website and search for accredited programs in the state of Utah. How many programs do you think Utah would have? 2. There are only 2 locations in the entire state of Utah. There's a big chance that you might not even find a CAAHEP accredited program close to where you live. In some other states, it's even worse. Think about how long you'll be commuting back and forth in your car for 2 years. All right, guys, now this is important. This old pathway of going through a CAAHEP-approved program is crippled with problems. Long course duration, typically big price tags, and limited options near you. All of these are barriers that can stop people like you from starting that dream career in surgical tech. But the question is, could you start your surgical tech career without going through a CAAHEP-approved program and without the CST certification? 100%, yes. But to do that, what you need is a new approach. I call this the Preppy approach. The Preppy approach is helping students like Shannon, Jacqueline, Dorha, Judy, and hundreds of students nationwide start towards their dream careers faster. The revolutionary Preppy approach makes it possible for you to start your career in surgical tech faster without big price tags or student loan debt. Look, guys, what I'm about to share is incredibly valuable because this approach is the key to unlocking your dream career. Here's everything you need to know about this accelerated pathway called the Preppy approach. Number 1, consider other certifications. You need to look beyond the CST certification. Remember those 2 other certifications I mentioned earlier in this video? Hospitals and surgical facilities in many parts of the country accept other certifications, such as the TSC certification issued through NCCT or the NCST certification issued through the AAH. NCCT, founded in 1989, has been certifying allied healthcare workers like surgical techs for over 3 decades. The NCCT is also recognized by the federal organization NCCA, or the National Commission for Certifying Agencies. NCCT is the real deal. The best part with NCCT is that you don't have to spend 2 years in school or get into student loan debt. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. Number 2, remember, there's demand in surgical technology. Hospitals across the country are struggling to fill positions. Per a recent news report, hospitals are facing a huge shortage of surgical techs. This has even led to situations where hospitals are forced to shut down ORs or significantly reduce the number of surgeries they perform. The key takeaway here is that hospitals across the country need to fill positions for the surgical tech role ASAP. And this brings me to number 3, expanding your job search. Remember, the goal here is to become a tech in the operating room. That's what you want, and that's what hospitals want as well. No one wants to shut down operating rooms, so even hospitals across the country have started to change their approach. What people don't realize is that hospitals post these operating room jobs under different names, like Scrub Tech, ST Tech, or OR Tech. In many cases, what you'll see is that the job role is nearly identical to the surgical tech position, but you'll see that the CST is not a key requirement. CST is not required. So if you go to job board websites like Indeed.com and search for surgical technologists jobs and jobs for these related profiles, you'll find things like CST or equivalent certifications are accepted. So it's not just CST. Other certifications could also be accepted. You'll also see some hospitals explicitly mention that TSC certification is also accepted. In many cases, the CST certification is not mandatory, and you could find jobs that accept equivalent certifications like the TSC certification, which could get you there faster and without the debt. Working in surgical technology or in the operating room does not mean you only need to find jobs as a CST. Okay, so to recap, you can focus on preparing for other nationally recognized certifications like NCCT's TSC certification, and while looking for jobs, you can search for equivalent roles as well. That's the beauty of the Preppy approach. It's in tune with how hospitals are coping with this huge demand. And it removes the hoops that you had to go through to get training in surgical technology before. All right, guys, you're probably wondering, this Preppy approach sounds great, but how do I get started? And how much time will it take? And how much will it cost? Well, to get started with the Preppy approach, it's really simple. All you have to do is enroll in Preppy's Surgical Technologist Certification Program, a revolutionary training program that's designed to help you get job ready as a surgical tech in the next few months. Here's everything you get with Preppy's Surgical Technologist program. 100% online and self-paced. Adults today want convenient training options. No one wants to drive to campus multiple times a week to attend scheduled classes. With Preppy, you get complete freedom from boring classrooms, and the program is 100% online. You could get your surgical tech training from the comfort of your home. You can learn on the couch at night or in your favorite coffee shop. The program is also self-paced, so you can get your training according to your schedule and comfort. No more driving to classes multiple times a week, and no more additional expenses. Once you enroll, you'll get access to the course on the same day. The course includes interactive lessons, presentations, quizzes, and exercises. Our program is holistic and interactive, giving you the right surgical tech training. And the best thing? You can start your training instantly. No applications and no waiting for semester start dates. We're also in partnership with an accredited university. A university certificate in surgical tech can set you apart and could be considered best for your resume. At Preppy, we take care of that as well. Preppy's surgical tech program is in partnership with a well-known nonprofit accredited university. After you complete the program, you get a certificate of completion in surgical tech from the accredited university. So when you walk into your job interview, handing them your resume, they'll see the name of that big, well-known university. Think about how proud you'll be of yourself when your coworkers see that university certificate hanging on your wall in your office. This could be huge for your career growth in healthcare, and it could set you apart. And still, it's 100% online. Preppy's program is also faster. With Preppy, you get focused surgical technology training. There's no fluff, and you could complete it in just 4 months. But remember, this is a self-paced course, and if you need to go faster or slower, you have complete freedom. You get access to the course for a full year. We understand time is money, and you can't sit in a classroom for 2 years. So with Preppy, you complete your surgical tech training within months, not years like other campus programs, months. You're ready to be certified. That's not all. With Preppy's Surgical Tech Certification Program, you get all the skills to crush the certification exams. You're prepared to get the Tech in Surgery or TSC certification from the NCCT. And you're also ready for the NCST certification from the AAH. This is a big, big deal. With Preppy, you don't have to spend years going to an in-person program. You're ready for the certification exam within months. Finally, for your hands-on clinical experience, Preppy includes an externship opportunity as well. With this externship, you get to feel what it's like working at a local hospital or healthcare facility. To become a tech in the operating room, clinical experience is typically considered a vital requirement. With Preppy, everything's taken care of, and your externship will be arranged once you finish the program. With this externship, you get valuable hands-on clinical experience, and you can cite this externship experience on your resume. No matter where you're located throughout the United States, we coordinate that externship for you. With Preppy's industry-leading externships, you'll get experience working in an OR setting and comfortable working around surgeons. I can't stress this enough, how huge that could be when you're starting your career. Externships are typically so valuable, and with Preppy, you get that. So to summarize, 100% online surgical tech training, university certificate, ready for the national certification exams, the TSC and the NCCT, and an externship opportunity at a healthcare facility. With Preppy, we check all the boxes. With Preppy, you're job ready as a surgical tech within just a few months. Now, how much does it cost? Typically, surgical tech programs can put you under the burden of student debt, but that's not the case with Preppy. Preppy is insanely affordable. Right now, at the time of making this video, you can enroll in the program for just one low price of $15.99. That's absolutely insane. Everything I talked about is included and at an insanely low price. You can also enroll using payment plans. Right now, there's also a bonus going on where you could get a free laptop when you enroll, and it's yours to keep once you finish the program. Ultimately, Preppy gets the seal of approval from techs across the country, like Shane and Brandon. You can get started today by enrolling in Preppy's Surgical Tech Certification Program. I've shared the link for Preppy's program in the description. If you want to learn more, or if you want to enroll, click on the link below. I'll also add the link for the program in the pinned comments. So the old approach of going through a CAAHEP-approved program and getting your CST just takes far too long for most adults and could push you towards debt. The Preppy approach is a revolutionary new way, paving new pathways that could help you become a surgical tech in the next 4 to 6 months. Click on the link below to check out the program and enroll today. So there you have it, guys. Today I tried to give you clarity on CAAHEP-approved programs and the CST certification. I also shared a different approach that could help you start your career faster. We post a lot of valuable content on this channel that could help you start your dream career faster. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. If you found today's video useful, please hit that like button. It really helps us grow the channel. All right, guys, this was Grant signing off. Take care.